What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So the high road came today, and one of you guys commented in the comments, and we tried Mo's his layout system for two-handers, and there was that one step that I was like really confused on. He just kind of came off the PAP, and it worked for that guy. It didn't really work for me. I was a little bit confused, but one of you guys commented and sent a link to basically his son, Mikey, which he has the channel Bowling Science. Also a really good channel to go check out. You guys probably have already seen it. And I did watch a bunch of his stuff, but I never saw that video for whatever reason. I never saw it, so thank you. Thank you for that link. That really helped me a lot. I'm learning a bunch through doing this too, so I hope you guys are learning some stuff too. But I wanted to test it out. So I have the hybrid version, the regular high road. This is the Pearl, so it's the same core, almost the same cover stock. This is just the Pearl version. So I have a good idea of what I wanted to put on this. I wanted to stick with around the same pin, which I have a 5-inch pin on the high road, and I was thinking for this one like 5 1/4, just a touch weaker and pin down. And I think this is gonna be a fun little ball to throw at Boston Bowl, I think. I hope. I've been saying that for a while, but I just haven't found it. But I think this might actually be it. So anyways, I watched this video a few times, just try to absorb it. And he went like super technical, and you know, he measured over and did the math so he could find the center of his grip and all of that. And you know what? I don't think I need to be that precise. As long as I'm in the ballpark, I'm happy. So we're gonna make the line through the pin, through the CG, down 6 3/4 to our theoretical PSA. Then we swing our arc. Five and a quarter. And again, he wrote it down on the ball before he even started. He said, I want I believe it was like a 5 by 4 by 2 up. So I know I want a 5 1/4 pin down, but I don't know what my second number is going to be. So I just kind of, after I swing that first arc off the pin, where is it? There it is. I swung that first arc 5 1/4. Now I'll go from the PSA, and this is what I do, what I've been doing, is I just kind of swing it around. I better make that bigger. I swing it around and see what realistically my options are for that second number. Yeah, but I hope Mikey, if you're seeing this, I really hope you take the torch from your dad, man, and just carry that thing. Because you'll have a lot of people watching you. Your dad was a genius. And he had passion for what he did. I guess I could even get more. I guess I should just keep swinging this. Just for, oops, I'm a little off there. It almost looks like a line. It's so straight, but that is the arc. That's 5 1/4. Yep. So then from the theoretical PSA, I guess I have a lot more wiggle room here than I thought, but so it looks like I would have realistically anywhere from 1 3/4 inches all the way to 6 3/4 inches. So I think I'll go with I don't know, let's go with a 4 1/2. No, I'll go with a 5. All right, so there's my PAP now. So here's the part where I got confused, and Mikey made it much clearer. Thank you. So he knew he wanted his pin to be 2 inches above his midline, and I want mine to be below. So I'm gonna go with 1 3/4 inches. I want the pin 1 3/4 inches below. I guess I could go with 1.5 inches. I just don't want to drill too close to that pin, but let's see if 1.5 inches will work. And then he just kind of went off his PAP, and so my PAP is 5 3/8 over by 1.5 inches down. So he swung an arc off of the PAP. So I would have to go up because mine's down, and he went 1.5 inches, or whatever his was. So this is where he like did the math, kind of went over and found the center of the grip, but I really don't need to be that accurate. As long as it's pinned down, PAP's in the right place. I'm good. So now I'm just going to connect that 1.5 up I went off my PAP, just touching that arc, and then go through from here to the 1.5 inch. And this is why I think what he did was a little bit better, because now this is not perfectly square. You see that? So, I mean, all I have to really do is just now that I have my midline, just keep moving this over. Boom. Now I have the VAL. Now we go over 5 3/8. Extend this line. And there's the 5 3/8. Center of my grip. One-eighth. There it is. So now let's just double check. And I'm going to stick with his same, I'm going to stick with the same way he did it for all my balls from now on, and I'm going to write them down. So this one is, so from pin to PAP, we have a 5 1/4. PSA to PAP is 5. So 5 1/4 by 5. So as soon as I finished recording, I was like, wait a minute. That didn't sound right. I was a little confused of how he determined up or down. Was it from the pin to the midline or the midline to the pin? And I was like, it shouldn't be up if it's a pin down. So I think what he was trying to do, and what I messed up, was you go from the midline to the pin. So my midline to pin is down. So what I meant to say was a 5 1/4 by 5 by 1.5 inches down. Love it. That's much better. That is nice. That is so nice that you can like pick it. You know, I want the pin down. I want it about this far. You know, I want a 5 1/4 pin. It doesn't get any better than that. It's super simple. So I'm gonna go drill it, and Then we'll go throw it, see what happens. Alrighty, guys. Here we are at Desert Lanes. Boston Bowl. Yes, that's what I meant. And we have, so today I used the 5.5 pin-up high road hybrid. I used that in the second half. And in the first half, I used the 5.25 pin down high road pearl. And it's not what I was expecting, again. But I'm on the right track. I just didn't think it all the way through. And I'll explain why at the end. But I just want to show you guys something funny. So when you drill a ball, no matter how hard you try, I spray stuff and I'm taking a rag and I'm stuffing it down in the hole with a screwdriver. I try to vacuum it. I try to slam it on the table. And all of the dust, you can't get it all out. It's impossible. And I noticed the first couple times I throw a ball after drilling, some of the powder from the core gets in the grips and it gets slippery and you have to take a rag and get it out of there. But this takes the cake. I didn't see it when I was bowling, but when I saw the footage, I did a double take. I couldn't believe it. But watch this first ball and watch it very, very closely. Watch what happens. You ready for this? Did you see all that dust squirt out? Here, I'll play it back in case any of you missed that. Oh my god. That's bad. That's what happens. But anyways, on the fresh, it wasn't so bad. But a lot of Brooklyns. I was still getting warmed up, trying to figure out my game. It always takes me a whole game just to figure out what I'm doing. And I started getting the ball to work for me. It was working. But I noticed it was still... Look at all Brooklyn. Yep, got it into the pocket that time. Now, see, I want pocket control. That's what I'm after. And I'm just gonna pause it real quick. But what got me onto it, if you haven't seen the other videos, I took my high road hybrid. And the finger holes are big enough in that one, for whatever reason, that I was able to just take the ball and flip it upside down, put my fingers in, and roll it. So it went from a pin up to a pin down. I don't know what the, pin to pap change was when I did that, but I just noticed a smooth, archy motion, and I was like, whoa, okay, that's kind of what I'm trying to do from... the get-go, and not have to do anything weird like that, flip a ball upside down. It's not meant to do that. But that's what got me started on this whole pin down experiment. And I figured a pearl would be a little bit longer, and it is ish, but because it's a pin down, it's early rolling, like they say. But it just doesn't absorb up here until I see it. I have to see it for myself. So here's where... So the Pearl High Road got so inconsistent, out of control, I could not get it in the pocket. As hard as I tried, I would just throw it at the gutter, man, and try to get it into the pocket. I couldn't. It was impossible. So I was like, all right. And the High Road Pearl is a 5 1/4 pin down, pin to pap, 5 1/4 pin down. The High Road Hybrid is a 5 1/2 pin to pap, pin up. And I was like, okay, well, let's try the High Road Hybrid just for kicks, and let's see what happens. And I had already burnt up the lanes, and the other ball was overhooking, and oh my god, I'm in the pocket consistently, every shot, every single shot, in the pocket. In the pocket. In the pocket. So aggravating. But it's still just a touch too strong for me, for my liking, at Boston Bowl. But yeah, you see that? So I think where I went wrong was I was trying to get smooth and arky out of a ball that's not really meant to be smooth and arky. It's meant to be long and snappy. Even with a pin down. And I had to see for myself, like they say, early rolling. I was like, maybe if it's early rolling, it'll just be smoother. Not so much. I did not do any surface adjustments with the High Road Pearl. I left it just box. And then towards the end, it started going out of control, and I know some people said, "Oh, just sand it down a little bit. It'll get more controllable." So I had a sandpaper in my bag, and I took the sheen off the ball. I didn't scuff it up hard, but I took the shine right off and threw it, and it made it worse. And I noticed that for me. I noticed that for a lot of my balls. Some people say to just dull them down a bit and it will just make it more controllable. No, not for me. Not for me. It just makes it happen sooner. And I can't get it into the pocket no matter how far I throw it to the right. Doesn't matter. It won't make it. It'll start hooking at my feet. It's driving me nuts. But I will figure it out. Yeah, so the pin down on a Pearl, maybe that was the wrong choice. That's kind of why I'm doing this. If there's any other two-handed bowlers out there that are struggling like I am, just watch some of my videos, man. Maybe you'll learn something. You'll definitely, I can tell you this, you will learn what not to do on my channel. That I can guarantee. But anyways, this is just an observation. I don't want to piss anyone off. But every single weekend I go to Boston Bowl, I get lane 25 and 26 every weekend. Same lanes. I use my motive balls all the time there. Without a hitch. The High Road Hybrid. See that? And it's not even at the bridge. See that crack? Cover stock cracking. Now I know the manufacturer says if you drill the bridge too close and it cracks there, then that's not covered. But this is not even close to my bridge. Storm. And this ball is not that old. Like 4 months. Maybe. So, what the hell? Here's the Pearl. My first day using it. And I know the machines have stuff that stick out and blah blah blah. But it just seems like these storm cover stocks do not take a beating. Like motives. And yeah, I know, gutter balls. I get them all the time with the motive balls. They go shooting off into the corners. And I'm like, oh, shoot. And it's like coming back and I'm afraid to look. And I'm like looking at the ball. Okay, nothing. And then this one shooting off into the same corner, comes back. And there's a scratch on it. Not just a scratch, but a gouge. I know it's going to happen. But scratches don't bug me as much as this. You know, huge cracks around the finger hole, because that just spreads like cancer. I've seen people let this go and it's not good. But anyways, now that that's over with, yeah, I think I didn't think it all the way through. You know, like I need to put smooth and archy layout on a ball that's meant to be smooth and archy. And I think when I flipped this ball and put the pin down and just rolled it for shits, and it was smooth and archy, is because it's a hybrid. It's a blend. It's not like... And I kind of like this blend thing, because solids sometimes are a little bit too much. And pearls sometimes are a little bit too much. But this is like a happy medium. And I really like, besides the cover stock falling apart, I like this ball. I really like this ball. But I still would like it a touch weaker, just so I don't, because I notice I have to change my hand position at Boston Bowl a lot, and it's uncomfortable for me. It takes me a while to get it and get it down right. It takes like 2 games, honestly, like 2 full games before I can even just, it starts coming off my hand correctly. But anyways, I was thinking it's gonna be a lot of work. But I'm gonna plug both of these, and I'm gonna do it correctly this time. I'm gonna think of everything that needs to be thought of. This is smooth and archy. This has a 5.5 pin up. So I'm gonna go 5 7/8 pin down on the hybrid. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna go 5 7/8 pin up on the pearl. I'm gonna do the exact same layout, just 1 pin up and 1 pin down. All the other numbers are gonna be exactly the same. Now we're gonna go back there, try it again. So yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Make sure you subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and see you next week.